Hello, my name is Andzejs, and in this video I will talk and reflect on 5 activities I did for Together We Design Our Future. And before I move to that, I want to say that my main goal and my main focus for this part of the study was to actually understand what I want and learn different markets. So as you can see from my evidence folder, which probably is open right now, I started with Yarbors. I went to that trade fair because I didn't go to trade fairs a lot before, so I decided to visit some, and I learned how they work, how B2B events work there in a live environment, how they market themselves, and what they actually want from this event. So this was the main goal for me to understand what is the mission of all these companies going to these events. Why, if I will decide in the future to do this, why I have to do this. Then to compare, I went to Europort of Rotterdam Ahoy, and there I was interested on how venues and large companies like Rotterdam organize all these big events. I was curious about the layout, and I was curious about how they do visitor flow. And in my opinion, in comparison to Yarbors, Europod did much better, and it was much more interesting, and they had proper guest experience, which I believe will be helpful for the future, because I have as the best example Europort right now in my head. However, I decided as a third activity, I decided to do music related event because, as I mentioned before, my goal was to learn about the market mostly because I didn't know where to go. I do strategic events, but all this time I studied for the live and dance music event. Therefore, I went to the biggest club in Amsterdam. I did 2 nights there. It's called Escape. I think you heard it. It's the biggest one. It's a pop one. It's the financially most expensive one. And from my perspective, it was interesting experience. I learned a lot. For example, that communication is very important. The team spirit is also very important. That sometimes you don't have to talk a lot, and you have to understand each other from just like eye contact. Also, I really realized that big companies within the music industry doesn't mean that they're very professional, because the experience at Escape was not the greatest, to be honest. I learned a lot that Amsterdam, even though it's a big place for the music, it doesn't mean that companies really successful from the business perspective, and from the, I mean, not from business perspective, from the perspective of the managing the work, like management, I would say, because in comparison to Latvia, they were much worse in communication. They were much worse on having a team spirit. They were much worse on dealing with some problems because they used to do this in outsource, for example. Fourth experience was LinkedIn. I started my LinkedIn with 0 connections in September, and right now it's 534 followers and connections I have in LinkedIn. I also posted all my experiences there. I really realized that our market is network driven, and that LinkedIn helps me to maintain my networks, which I gained from Yarbors, for example, or Europort. Um, I think I could do good without it, but in the modern market, with LinkedIn, it's, as they say, it's a great added benefit. And the most important was social media. I think you saw it. Within 2 months, I grew my social media 55k plus followers in TikTok, and also 1k saves in Spotify. I decided to move to social media first of all because I am an artist outside my studies and outside my work. I do artist things, and I really realized that it will help me as a professional. And I started a separate channel where I was posting music, and I learned how TikTok works. As you see, for 2 months, 55k followers is pretty great number. I'm happy about it. I even started earning money, not big yet, but something from it. And it gave me a valuable experience, because when I search for graduation work and graduation project things, all of the companies right now search for someone who is very interested in social media, because everyone right now start focusing on social media. In general, in the end, I want to say that I enjoyed all the activities, of course, but I realized that my passion is mostly towards behind work, so not really about live event like trade fair, but something before this live event happens. So basically marketing all of these events. And I realized that music industry is something what I like still. However, it's not so profitable as a business B2B events, but I want to focus myself right now on working towards marketing, towards social media, and I'm thinking about doing my graduation project also about media, social media, and how I can market events with no budget cost, how to make people aware of something interesting without spending money on it. So basically, event management, but before it happens. Thank you.